Welcome to another scintillating installment of Backroom Basics. We are here in the back room of our salon. Gave you a little bit of a different angle this time, thanks to Leslie. We now have bulletin boards back here to showcase our many shenanigans. Proud to say. My name is Erin Lopez. This is Kira Frost. And today's topic of discussion is going gray gracefully. Not going artificial silver or gray. That's a topic for another time.
I'm tired of talking about that.
Yeah, let's just leave that at it'll break your hair off. So don't bother.
Don't do it.
We're talking about when you start to get the glittery Arctic highlights that everyone ends up getting, and you're really just done coloring your hair. You're just done. And you want to transition from artificial color to your natural, but you want to do it gracefully. You don't want like the line that says to everyone, hey, I colored my hair at some point.
We've seen some doozies. Thank you, Italian Men's Club Bingo.
Yes. So true. So true. So, how do you transition to your natural hair color gracefully?
Great question.
It depends on the length of your hair. Let's talk about short hair for a second.
I'm going to go into short hair. I think sometimes you have a better opportunity to do like the full color correction. And this is like usually worst case scenario, to like the extreme of, taking all of your color that you've been building up for, 40, 50 years and removing it and then, getting it light enough so that the transition is really seamless or as seamless as possible.
Yeah. We have people come in who have, they've been coloring their hair for so long and they think, it's just going to be like strip out all the color and my natural is underneath. So like what are the expectations? I skipped ahead in my notes.
That's okay.
Managing expectations was first.
It's all right.
Managing expectations. Hashtag don't expect miracles.
Right. Can we just slough off some of your color and it's going to be like glorious and gray? No. That doesn't happen. Nor can we highlight it and hope for the best, because usually if we're going to highlight it, it's going to be like orange, or red, or a canary yellow, and none of that is going to match your gray.
Yeah, that's because of all the compacted color that's inside your cuticle that you have to strip out. Your natural gray is not underneath, quote unquote, your artificial hair color. Your natural hair color has been dissolved and replaced by the artificial color. So what are we stripping out to get to your quote unquote natural color is all that artificial color, but your gray is not underneath. So you're going through orange and yellow in order to achieve some semblance of artificial blonde.
Right.
In order to start transitioning.
Yeah. I think we've had numerous scenarios. I've taken a couple people the color correction way, where we strip out as much as we can and do it in stages. And so it's more of a manageable process. So again, you're not coming in and expecting to strip out all of that color and have that glorious gray, and then you're done with every salon visit for the rest of your life. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And it's more of a tonal challenge of getting you cool enough. So I have done a couple different ways of, again, someone with shorter hair, stripping the artificial color out and then getting you to like a nice ashy blonde, and then you're able to transition a lot better. Or sometimes it happens in stages where we get you to, a medium brown and then a dark blonde and then to blonde, so it's definitely a process just like any other color correction.
Long-term commitment, marriage.
Right.
None of it is going to happen in one shot.
Right.
And contrary to kind of like what you would think, when you're doing it with shorter hair, it's actually more expensive than if you're doing it with longer hair, because
Absolutely.
with shorter hair, we can go in, we can bleach the entire thing, we can try to lift you to that ashy blonde kind of all in one fell swoop because your hair is this long, right? But if you're transitioning out and your hair is really, really long, it is just not possible to go in and take you just to an ashy blonde, in like a couple of sittings. You have to kind of go about it a different way if you want to keep your length. If you want a chemical cut, it's bleach away. But if you want to have long, healthy hair, which is our goal for you as well, there's more of a process. So we always recommend for somebody who has longer hair who wants to transition out is just to, if you've been doing a root touch-up for a long time, is to go in and low light that same tone that you've been depositing all over the root, and then leave some of that glitter out so that the gray starts to grow in kind of naturally, and then eventually less and less of the low lights will be put in. But by that time you have like kind of a nice ombre grow out of your natural gray, and so none of it looks like this like hardcore root line that like goes out. But that is just the cost of your highlighter low light. That's not a color correction where you're going in and stripping everything out and you're spending like hours and hours trying to get to like an ashy blonde. That's why there's a price difference, even though you have this much hair versus this much hair.
Right.
Which is kind of contrary to what you would think.
Yeah. Big difference between short and long, and lots of different ways to do it. And also we're seeing a lot more different like age range of people that are doing it, because let's be honest, when you make the commitment to start covering your gray, that is a minimum of a 6-week commitment that you're going to be in here. The older and the more the
glittery the front.
The more gray you have, and the faster your hair grows, the more you're going to be in here. So that 6-week appointment turns into 5 weeks, turns into 4 weeks, turns into 3 weeks. And that is really daunting for a lot of people. As much as, you know, we would love to see you, it doesn't fit into everyone's schedule. It doesn't fit into everyone's lifestyle. Not everyone wants to be in here every 3 weeks. So we're seeing a lot more of younger clients that are saying,
forget it.
Not going to happen. You know, raising children, owning businesses, working full time, trying to have a life, and there's no way you can possibly squeeze in every 3 weeks to get in here.
Especially at the rate that you might be going gray. I mean, if it's like super gradual, sure, why not? Every 6 weeks is totally fine. Right. My husband's roommate, Stephanie, went gray in college.
Right.
And she was like, I'm not going to be for the rest of my life. I'm 20. For the next 60 years, I'm not going to be covering this. This is ridiculous. So she was just like, and she just did it. However, for her, it was not facing your own like mortality and aging, right? So it is a more daunting decision to be making as you get a little bit older, because who wants to face the fact that they're not 25 anymore?
Right.
We totally understand that. That's why doing it gracefully is so important to so many people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think too, I mean, I've been propositioned and shown numerous Pinterest pins of women going gray gracefully and what it looks like, and it's really beautiful. You know, it doesn't have to be like a settling, you know, for, you know, like you're giving up, you know, like it can happen really beautifully and really embrace your natural color that's coming through. Just like, you know, we're a big advocate for embracing your natural texture and your natural growth patterns and, you know, all of that. Like, there's a reason why it's happening, and I think it's a really great decision, no matter what age, to decide, you know, not to be a slave to hair color and to just let it happen, and wear it beautifully.
Sometimes people are actually really excited once they do finally grow it out, because gray hair texture is a little bit more coarse. Most of the time it does tend to be a little more wiry, and therefore you get more texture and more volume, and your hair moves better sometimes than people with their like quote unquote brown hair. You know, they like the fact that it is a little bit crazier and has more texture versus like laying flat and smooth. So some people are like, why didn't I do this forever ago? We've all seen women in the, you know, in the produce section whose hair is white, and we're like, I love it.
The ideal.
Yeah, silver fox, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and a lot of people are lighter than they think that they are, right? Because you see it mixed in with your own natural hair color, so you're like, oh my gosh, it's going to come in so dark and ugly, but it's not always the case. No. So you got to really give it a chance to come in before you decide if it's not white enough.
Yeah. And you've earned it. It's a rite of passage for a lot of people too. So, you know, it comes with time, and I have a specific client who has a younger face and wants to be taken seriously at her job and embraces every gray hair she has. So, you know, we all have our different reasons for why or why not, you know, we allow it to happen. So, lots of reasons.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
I just want everybody to note that Kira has new tattoos on the side.
Oh, that's why my hair is back.
And
I have the Carol
glorious
flip. Thank you. Also, she is camera shy, doesn't want to be in here, but this question was actually brought to us by our very own Leslie Mullins.
Yes.
Who refuses to be on camera.
Yep, but is here in spirit. She's in the next room.
Yeah.
Over there.
Dumb.
I don't know.
She should be here.
Mm-hmm, it's true. Someday. Someday you will turn on one of these videos and there will be 3 of us.
Hopefully. One day. A girl can help.
It's true. It's true.
In the meantime, you get her in the back.
Thanks for joining us for another installment of Backroom Basics. Please comment below. Love to hear all of your questions. Thanks. Love some Carol Brady hair.
I reshaved the sides up here last night by myself and it was terrible.
Do you want me to go in and fix that?
Probably.
Okay. Ready?
Yes. I'm gonna try not to kick the table this time. I feel like I kicked the table and I'm gonna touch it. I like the pineapple skull.
Yeah.
It's a new
Yeah,
addition.
the picture of me like smoking back a beer just right there in the middle.
That was like the best picture of that night.
And
Your hair's so big.
Jesus to Jesus.
I feel like there's not even enough room for your hair in this.
It's true.
frame.
It is like quite large. Ready?
You can't see your t-shirt.
3, 2. Nope, you're right. It's real long.
I think you need to move.
Why? So we can cut your ear off?
My ear's not off.
There. Now we get this. This is in there.
Make sure that. Okay.
3, 2, 1.